This is episode 3 of the track by track on Not Your Princess, the new EP from Theia. And so I believe we're on to Bye Bye.
Oh, yeah.
So Bye Bye was the first song that you wrote for this EP.
Yeah, true.
And I'm just going to cut straight to the chase. You were working with the legend that is Mike Elizondo. There must be people out there that don't know Mike Elizondo because they've been living in some
alternate universe.
So for the purpose of those people, who is Mike Elizondo?
Mike Elizondo is the freaking dude. He is an incredible producer. He's the most amazing instrumentalist. He plays bass like no one's business. I mean, he's worked with Eminem, Dr. Dre, Death Row Records, you know, all the legends of hip-hop.
So no stress then when you walked into the studio to meet Mike Elizondo?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, Mike.
I was like, hey, bro. He was just so sweet and cool. We worked so quickly. Like, Bye Bye was done in no time. And I just really liked that he was almost like, I don't know, like the Godfather just sitting in the corner kind of thing. Like, he just wants you to be yourself. I had an idea of what I wanted, and I was like, I want to make this badass song. You know, I want it to be a kind of combination of Riri, her anti-album, and then Radiohead, like the ethereal quality of Radiohead.
So you and Mike co-wrote the song. You also had a couple of other people in the studio with you, one of them being Alfresh the Lion.
Look him up if you haven't heard of him. He's incredible. He's a rapper. He's like just got a really cool flow. And I'm really loving using autotune because of how you can literally speak into it and it picks up all of the different notes and it can like create melodies you didn't even know existed. So we got Alfresh just for something super fun to do for the second verse, to just kind of like just mumble rap and then put auto-tune on it, and took the bits that we really loved, and that created the now you think I'm hella pretty and I'm only just for show.
Got you asking for that something, I can tell you where to go. I've been working day and all night. Now that tide is starting to rise. You had nothing to do with my life, had nothing to do with my shine.
With Bye Bye, I guess it did really set the tone for the Not Your Princess EP. Definitely attitude fueled.
Yeah.
But also I think in terms of the sonic vibe, you definitely, that, you know, the bass. I love listening to the instrumental.
I mean, that's his specialty, honestly. The bass is so crazy on that song, and he legitimately got a bass into the studio and started playing it and came up with that riff. He just has an ear for really cool riffs, and he can make the bass, you know, that iconic piece in the song.
So Mike didn't produce this track. You then took it to an LA-based producer called Tony Buchen, who actually happens to be from Australia, and he's worked with the likes of Montaigne, Courtney Barnett, G Flip. What did you feel Tony could bring to the song?
Tony has that kind of like super kooky, experimental, almost like rock vibe. He has all of these amazing gadgets in his studio, and he just loves really different sounds. So I really admire that about him. Yet his sounds, I've noticed, are always like extremely epic and quite cinematic, and I just felt that totally was the treatment that Bye Bye needed. I wanted it to be super grungy, but also have the brightness on the top end and like beautiful crystal sounds, which I'm super into. So I feel like you said, that really was the premise for the whole EP. Like, you can hear that kind of the nod to that sound, like the tie-in all the way through each song. Like, every single song has really grungy low ends and super bright, beautiful top ends, you know, and like one way or another, some kind of kooky synth going through it as well, you know, and a really smart drum. The dude is great with drums, and you can hear that too, you know, like the 808s and everything. Amazing.
Now you're trying to claim it, and I know what you're doing, think I don't say. I don't need your fake ass hanging around me, so it's bye bye, bye bye. I ain't just a ride, you get 'em for free, so drive by, bye bye. You think you know all about me,
It's really sick. I feel like the track is a perfect kind of, you know, like Mike really laid the foundations, gave you that amazing bass, did start to give those kind of like Radiohead-esque crystally sounds, and then Tony just really fleshed it out and just put layer upon layer of it.
Then it was mastered by the guy that just won a Grammy for the Greatest Showman soundtrack, Brian Lucy.
True.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
If you look at his credits online,
It is so crisp and so clean.
it's a true cast of legends that worked on that song.
And it was completely different to anything I'd done before, but also, yeah, perfectly kind of signaled the vibe for Know Your Princess.
I don't need your fake ass hanging around me.
Yeah. Do you know that the word literally, the ass, if we're going to just take it back to Mike for a second, it was hilarious. I knew that I wanted the lyric to be like, I don't need your fake. And I was trying to come up with something that would just be really, really sick in there. And I kind of had like a couple of words, but I just wasn't feeling them. And then Mike, honestly, he's just gorgeous. He went, like, what about ass? Like, is that okay? And I was like, ass, oh my gosh, ass, that's so cool. What is so cool and so empowering about working with him is that, yeah, he does kind of just sit there, like loves to just watch you work and let you do your thing. And if you do look to him for help, then he'll input or he'll just jump in when necessary. But to be honest, he just loves letting you just be you. So I just smiled when you brought that to like back to my memory.
So you will forever have the word explicit
Yeah.
in the title of Bye Bye because of Mike Elizondo and his contribution of the word ass.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Hey, just to round off this little third episode, one of the really cool things was that you were doing a writing trip we were in LA on a writing trip, and Mike invited you to his studio, and you were really kind and you invited me because I really wanted to see his studio. What was that like for you? Because, I mean, I was a bit kind of wow when I walked in there, yeah.
It's amazing, eh? Like, what an honor. The minute you walk in, you go through the door, down the hallway, you know, like the platinum framed records. Really cool to see him in there as well and think about like his history to the place, you know?
That's the making of Bye Bye. Are you proud of that song?
I'm so proud. Oh, such positive memories. It was definitely the like kind of dawning of like a new era and coming into a new, more positive and fierce space for myself. I love listening to it. Even the instrumental, like you said, is amazing, and it goes down so well live, and it's just got an amazing message. It's just like, block out the negativity, move on.
So on that, let's end this with the instrumental. If anyone wants to add this to a blockbuster movie, my name is in the credits below. Just give me a call, drop me an email, because I reckon this is an epic soundscape for a big movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.